you know, this this team excites me so much, and I'm so ready to see how well we can do these next, I don't know, 4 to 5 years. And you know, I even when I was a kid, I dreamed of being a professional baseball player, but I've got some challenges that prevent me from doing that. You know, that was I didn't realize it until I was older, and that that just crushed me. It crushed me. I was I was so excited. I was like, man, I'm gonna be this big baseball player. And then I realized that this medical condition that I have is gonna prevent me from doing that, and that was a huge blow. So that's also one of the reasons, since I can't play baseball. That's one of the reasons I created this page, Braves News Central. Since I can't play baseball, I might as well express my love for it. It's grown, and I've joined one of the best communities I've ever been in, and I've gotten 2.1 thousand followers and 2.1 thousand people that love my page, and even though I don't post every day, they'll still follow, and they still love the content I post, and it absolutely blows my mind, and I love it so much, and this whole past, this whole rebuild was tough, but it's finally nice to see these Braves winning some games. And it's I love it so much. So this, yeah, it's man, you know, I had recently found that one bat I was talking about earlier in my garage, and I decided, what, I'm just gonna give this to my little brother because it's kind of like a heirloom now. I gotta pass it down from generation to generation and that's something my great 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 grandkids will know me by. Is that wooden bat. Know my love of baseball. I have on my bucket list. I have this dream of, visiting all of that MLB stadiums. But let's talk more about Braves baseball. Um, Braves sit second in the NL East, 2 games behind Philly, and then it's Phillies and then us, and then I believe it's the Mets, the Nationals, and then the Marlins with a capital L. I feel like if the Reds can come through and beat Philly for a few games, and then we sweep Miami, I believe we'll be tied for first. I think at the end of this series on Sunday, we should be tied for first if the Reds beat the Phillies and we sweep the Marlins. But we've got a tough schedule ahead of us. Let me pull it up here. We got this. We've got Miami for 2 more, and then we come home to face Pittsburgh for 4. Let's hope to have a better series. And then we got Philly and New York, and it'll be the first time we've seen Philly since that opening series, and I feel like we can take 2 out of 3 from Philly, or at least win 1, and that'd be fine because we wouldn't get swept like we did the opening series. So this is going to be a fun next couple of months to see how well we perform. And I'm hoping that the Phillies collapse in September like they did last year, so we can run away with the division again. But Dallas Keuchel, great guy. Braves haven't made an official announcement, but they signed him to 1 year, $13 million. So that's fun. Like I said before, he starts in Gwinnett tomorrow night, and then he'll probably get 2 or 3 more games before he makes big league clubs. So the timetable for him will probably be early June. So we'll probably see him for 2 or 3 games before the All-Star break. And we've also got some studs in the minors. Let's talk about that for a minute. So some guys that I really would love to see up here in the majors is Alex Jackson. He's one of the catchers for Gwinnett, and he made his MLB debut earlier this season. But I feel like he didn't get enough games to prove himself why he should be up here. And with Tyler Flowers and Brian McCann potentially being gone next season, Alex Jackson will be one of the guys that we rely on to catch for us. You know, he's got to be the best he can be at the plate. And you know, I feel like, you know, he's had some offensive struggles recently, last season, but I feel like once he can get those down, he's going to be a stud. He's going to be one of the best catchers in the league. That's you've heard it here first, folks. He's going to be the best catcher in the league once Molina and Perez retire. So let's see. So Mike Soroka is going to be on the leaderboards tonight for ERA after this whole game is done. But currently, as of this podcast right now, Hyunjin Ryu of the Dodgers leads the ERA with 1.35. We saw Ryu a couple weeks ago against the Dodgers where he had a complete game shutout against us. And that was tough blow, but you know, faced one of the best pitchers in the games this season. Now, Ronald Acuna Jr. Let's talk about him. He didn't get off to the best start like he did last season, but he's found his groove recently, and he just hit a bomb off Urena maybe an hour ago or whatever, and he had the best bat flip I had ever seen. He carried it down maybe halfway down that first baseline before just chucking it in the air behind him. And it was, you know, Acuna right now, he's hitting 280 with 12 home runs, 35 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, and an 836 OPS. Career-wise, he's a 288 hitter, 38 home runs, 99. Well, this hasn't updated, so it should be 102 RBIs. No, 101. So he's hitting. Yeah, this kid's a stud. I'm speechless because he's just so good. And you know, it's one of those seasons where I'm ready to see him perform, and I'm ready to see how well he does. And so let's get some callers up in here. Maybe you know, sorry, I'm nervous, so I ramble a lot. But you know, it's Braves baseball. I shouldn't be this nervous, but I am, because I love the Braves. You know, it's it's one thing I hope I do with my kids. You know, I hope I watch these Braves games with my kids, and I hope they get to experience World Series faster than I do. Hope they don't have to wait more than 17 years for the Braves to experience a World Series. But you know, so we've had probably Mike Soroka has probably been one of the best pitchers we've had since Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz. You know, in my opinion, others might not agree, but you know, whatever. You know, I was an umpire this season for baseball, and I umpire. And actually some of the Braves players' kids play there at the place where I umpire, and so I got to meet Brian McCann, and I umped his kid. And, his kid had a game where he went like 2 for 2 with 2 bombs, and then I got to ump Johnny Venter's kids, and one of his kids went like 2 for 3 with 2 bombs, with one of them being a walk-off. And you know, it's pretty cool to see these kids be great just like their fathers. And you know, I see them, I'm like, man, I can't wait to see if they make it to the majors, and then I can sit back and be like, man, I umped for this kid when he was 7, 8, you know, however old they are. And it's gonna be so fun these next few years. And you know, my grandpa, he died back in 2011, and he was like, besides me, he was the biggest Braves fan I knew, and his last words were to find out what the score of the Braves game was. You know, that hits me, because even, you know, to the day brings a new saying and brings a new meaning to saying till the day I die. You know, he loved the Braves until he passed. You know, and I feel like I got my love of baseball from him too. And you know, it's always fun to have people in your family love the same things that you do and be able to talk to them about it. And you know, I'm like I said before, I always annoy my mom with all the Braves happenings. Every time they sign somebody or trade for somebody or call up somebody from the minors that's making their MLB debut, I'm always on top of it, always the first person to hear about it in my family, and I'm always trying to post it to my account as fast as I can because you know, I want to make sure my followers are always updated. And you know, it's one of the best. It's one of the best things that has happened to me in my life. You know, I just being part of the Braves community and Braves country is one of the funnest things in my life. You know, I love being able to wake up every day and you know watch a Braves game and you know just cover the Braves through my Instagram account. You know, it's such a fun time, and I feel like this podcast will also bring me, you know, it will grow my love of the Braves. And you know, Mike Soroka is still out there pitching. He's got a shot at a complete game right now. You know, it's in the ninth. The Marlins right now have looks like they're what is that? 1, 2, 3? No, Marlins have their 1, 2, 3 hitters right now, and Mike Soroka has a chance at a 3-hit complete game shutout. That would be his first of his career, and you know he's a young guy, he's a young stud. He's gonna be in the base for a long time, and he's gonna be the guy to watch. He's gonna be our ace, and I'm excited for him to produce well. And you know, he's always been backed by a stellar offense every time. This is the one guy where I'm ready to watch him pitch every 5 days. You know, I'm always excited to watch him pitch. I always want to go to a game where he pitches because I'd love to watch him pitch. He's always got nasty stuff. He's always making batters look stupid. You know, he's got sinking stuff, and he's got a really great arsenal of pitches. You know, it's good. You know, so some of the questions I'm always asked is like, oh man, how do you get all this stuff so fast? Like, how do you get all this news so fast? And it's because I've got post notifications on Twitter for the Braves and their beat writers and stuff like Grant McCauley, Gabe Burns, David O'Brien, Mark Bowman, all those guys. Even MLB beat writers too, like Ken Rosenthal, John Rosie, and all those other guys. And it's one of the, you know, it blows up my phone every time something happens, but it's, you know, I like it because gives me joy, and I love the Braves, love all of that. And you know, if you're a fan of the Braves, then you better be a fan for life, because don't go being a fan of another team and then when they start to get good again, come back here. You know, that's because you'll be counted as a bandwagon, and we here in Braves country don't accept you if you're a bandwagon. No, I'm just playing, but you know, it's fun being a Braves fan a lot. You know, they're always they never give up to the 27th out or 36th out or however many outs it takes to win, or you know, lose in some cases. But you know, it's fun. So, you know, if there's anybody listening, which I hope there is, if there's a call-in number, make sure you call in. You know, I want to talk to somebody. You know. So we're gonna talk some more about the Braves here. So our good